to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing my foundation review on the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Water Foundation, and I am so excited to share my thoughts with you guys. I show you me applying the foundation and then me afterwards with my full face on, and I talk a lot about it. I have a lot to say. So I have oily skin, if you guys did not know, and yeah, I talk a lot about this and I give you a lot of what I think. So if you want to see what I think about this foundation, then keep on watching. Okay guys, so I'm super excited to show you this video today. I have not moisturized or anything yet. I wanted to tell you really quick that I sprayed my face with my Mario Badescu facial spray. I use that every single day. And now I'm going to go in with my Neutrogena Hydro Boost Water Gel Moisturizer. This is my favorite. I've talked about this many times before. And I'm just going to put this on my face. Now that I got my moisturizer on, I'm going to put my eye cream on. So this is my Burt's Bees Intense Hydration Eye Cream. I've talked about this before as well. And I just kind of put it in dots underneath my eyes. Okay, so I'm going to take my Stila One Step Corrector, and this is the one that just cancels out any like redness or discoloration. And I only apply this like on my cheeks and about like around my chin and nose. Pretty much just the lower half of my face because I don't get red really on my forehead. Then I'm going to take my little sample of my Cover FX mattifying primer, and I am just going to apply this to the center of my face. This has lasted me forever, and that is so crazy because it's such a small size. I know this video isn't about these products, but I just thought I'd show you because I never really show you guys me priming my skin or anything, and I really do use a lot of steps to prime my skin before my makeup. I think that's really important. Alright, so now that I have my skin primed and moisturized and everything, I'm going to let it sit in for a few minutes. So while I'm doing that, I'm going to talk to you guys about this foundation really quickly. So this is the box that it comes in. It is the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Water Foundation, and it has SPF 15. And this is a water foundation. Now, water foundations are mainly for dry-skinned people, but on the website it says that this is a full coverage, hydrating luminous foundation. And to be honest, I do think it is full coverage, but I don't see that it is a dewy finish. And you guys will see once I put it on, it is more of a it's more of a satin to matte finish, which is nice because I think it is both hydrating and matte at the same time, so that's really good. So I am in the shade Light Medium Neutral, and this is what the bottle looks like. It is so pretty. The bottle is glass, which could be a problem for a lot of people. I don't personally travel a lot, but I know if you travel a lot, that could be a big deal, because I wouldn't want to take this anywhere. Also, a problem that I see with the bottle, which this is just getting a little bit nitpicky, but the top, I don't know if you guys can see, but there's like a space between the base and then the lid, and where like the lid closes. So I'm like afraid to like store it in my like makeup drawer, so I am just like sitting it out because I don't want it to tip over, because I'm afraid it's gonna like fall everywhere. So that's something else. Also, it says to shake well before use, so I think that's important. The second or third time I used it, I forgot to shake it, and it was kind of separated and a little bit watery, so I had to like wipe it off and start all over. But yeah, and then it just has this, you push this in, and then that puts product into the dropper, and then you have this dropper. A lot of people aren't very fond of this, neither am I really, but I think if the foundation is great enough, then it is something I can look past. So yeah, I have been wearing this foundation for about a week and a half, so I think I have a really good grasp on it. So I'm just gonna show you guys how I apply it, how I like to apply it, and I will go from there. And I think this is very important because, like I said, it can get really like separated, and you just press down and that puts product into the little dropper, and it doesn't like fall out or anything, but I just take like that much. Sometimes I pretty much do like 2 droppers. I mean, the whole thing doesn't fill up, it's just like a little bit of the end. So there it is on my hand. The girl matched me at Sephora, and I think this is a pretty good color match. It seems a little bit dark, but like not really. Now, if you have dry skin, I think that applying this with a beauty blender would really be helpful for you because that's just gonna add extra moisture. But for me, having oily skin, that would just add too much dewiness to my face since this is a water-based foundation. So I like applying it with a brush. This is my e.l.f. complexion brush. I'm not really sure. This is one of the $6 brushes. It's pretty new. You guys would know it if you saw it, but this brush doesn't have the name on it. So I think it's called the complexion brush or the buffing brush. So I just take this and I will show you guys on one side. So first applying it to the cheeks, you can see that it takes away my redness like instantly. And that's where I find that I can tell that it has full coverage. I just kind of start on the center of my face because that's where I need the most coverage. But this is like really liquidy. You guys can see it's like running all over my hand, which isn't a big deal, but just a little note. Now this is where I had those dry patches and it really feels like it's like hydrating my face. Alright, so I think you guys can tell, at least I can, this half of my face has foundation and this half doesn't. It almost looks like the light is shining weird on this side of my face, but really that's just like the difference in my face. I have a lot of redness on my cheek. It's kind of like blotchy, and yeah, my face is lighter than my neck, so I think that this really evens out my skin tone and hydrates my face without making me look oily. And that is such a big thing because me having oily skin, I wasn't sure how I was gonna like this foundation, but I heard a lot of people talking about it saying that it dries almost like matte on their face, and I really think it does. Now this hasn't set yet, obviously. It takes a second to set. It doesn't set super quick, so you do have time to buff it into your face, but I really think that it works for my oily skin, and I know that I've watched so many videos already about most people who buy this because most people who are buying this have dry skin. So, and I know that a lot of those people like it. So, I've really been enjoying this foundation. And another thing, I'm just going to talk to you guys while I apply it to the other side of my face. But another thing is I have a lot of fine lines on my face. And it kind of sounds dumb because I'm so young, I'm only 19, but around my mouth I have smile lines, and it's really hard for me to find foundations that don't settle into my lines, especially like between my eyebrows. I'm really self-conscious about that. I am always trying to use like a pore filling primer and setting it with a powder and checking it like all day long. And to be honest, I really don't have any issues with this foundation, and that is a first. And what really surprises me is that it is a water-based foundation. So I really think that any skin type would benefit from this foundation. I think you would really like it. So here's my full face with the foundation, and as you can see, my face matches my neck a lot better now that I have foundation on. And yeah, I think it looks great. I think that this shade match is really good for me. So if you think that you might have a similar skin tone to me, I'm in the shade light medium neutral, but if you go into Sephora, they have this little skin tool that they can press up against your face and it tells you what shade you are in any foundation that they carry. So that's really awesome, even if the foundations are online only, so that way you know what shade to order. But the girl that I know that works there, I think her name is Faith. She just tested this right out on my neck and it matched perfectly with the first one that she tried, so this is the one that I took. If you have oily skin, I think it's very important that you set this with a powder because it is a water foundation, and even though it sets matte, it still is very important that you set it with a powder. At least I set anything that I wear on my face with a powder, no matter if it's a BB cream, a foundation, or whatever. If I'm just using concealer for a light makeup day, I always set it with powder because then it's going to slide around on your face, and especially this being like a more dry skin based foundation, I think that it's very important that you set it with a powder. So that will make a huge difference. I think that's a big mistake a lot of people make, and they feel like they hate their foundation because it's like sliding around. They wipe it off when you're touching your face all day long, and so yeah, it's just really important to set this with a powder. So I'm gonna go do the rest of my face makeup and I will see you guys in just a second. Alright guys, so I put on the rest of my face and my hair is still like drying. Just don't. But yeah, this is what it looks like. I did set it with a powder and I do have highlighter on. So, I mean, you guys can see what it looks like, but I think that this just gives me a glow from within when I set it, even though I'm setting it with a mattifying powder, because I set it with my Rimmel Stay Matte transparent powder, and mainly just the center of my face. I kind of just like lightly dusted around the outer edges of my face, but I really think that this looks amazing on my oily skin. Like I said, throughout the day I have been like looking at my face and just like paying attention to what it looks like at the end of the day, and this is one of the best looking foundations that I've ever worn as far as how it looks by the end of the day. And usually a lot of my makeup will be really settled into like between my eyes and around my mouth, and like my nose and my chin will be really oily, and I find myself having to powder. And I'm not one of those people who keeps makeup in their purse and like touches up during the day. I kind of just like do it in the morning and that's it. Like however long it lasts is how long it lasts, and I really don't care to touch up during the day. I think that's just like, oh, stupid. Like I just put my makeup on once, you know what I mean? So by the end of the day, this looks beautiful on my skin, and that is not something that I find, especially if you have oily skin, you'll understand, you know what I mean? Because a lot of foundation just kind of like, whoop, it's like it's gone by the end of the day, it looks disgusting and you're like a grease slick. But I think this looks really beautiful, which is surprising because it's a water-based foundation, so that's really awesome. So I really recommend this foundation if you guys are looking for a high-end foundation. I know it kind of seems like everything I talk about on this channel is stuff that I love, but I wouldn't be talking about it if I didn't love it, and if I really didn't like it, I would tell you guys. But because I would have returned it, because I kept the box and the receipt, because I was kind of skeptical on whether I would like this or not because I am so oily, but I really do like this. I think if you have dry skin, you would love this, and me having oily skin, I think that you guys would really like this. Now, it's not going to be super mattifying and make your face look flat, like say the Estee Lauder Double Wear, or maybe the Color or Revlon Color Stay, which is really mattifying if you get the oily to combo skin formula. But this does leave you a little bit glowy, but like I said, if you set it with powder, you're fine. And again, this pertains to people with oily skin, but if you have dry skin, I think you could get away without setting this. I think that if you set this and you have dry skin, you might look a little like dry and really matte, so I think you could get away with not setting this at all. But yes, I love this foundation so much, and yeah, that's really all I have to say about it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this foundation review. If you guys have any other requests or any new products that you would like me to test out, I would be happy to go and buy them and test them out for you guys. So let me know in the comment section down below. You can comment it there. You can tweet at me at StoneVBaby. You can Snapchat me. Everything is all the same. I have the same name for all my social media. I will link it all down below. And don't forget to subscribe and like this video, and I will see you guys next week. Bye!